This is the Live to Inspire podcast with me, your host, Mo Eunice. Welcome to the Live to Inspire podcast with me, your host, Mo Eunice. Today I am with a very, very inspirational family. I have Richard with me from Libby Mae's Little Angels. Unfortunately, his wife couldn't be with us today. But yeah, how are you, mate?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. How are you? I mean, it's been tough, isn't it? But we're there. So how are you?
Yeah, I'm not too bad, thanks. Yeah, just like you said, it has been a bit tough with COVID and everything, but we are starting to see a bit of normality now, right? So
Thank God, mate. We needed it, didn't we? We needed it, and the football's been on. So what can we do?
yeah, of
Just watch
course,
the
that's definitely helped us. I mean, I went to the Villa game, last game of the season, and I mean, seeing all the fans together and everyone just having a great time, it feels amazing. It's great.
Yeah, well, my you going to the Villa maybe not be that inspirational for me, but being a Blues fan, but I know where you're coming from. I've missed the football, live football, like absolute anything. It's my release and what I enjoy the most doing. So yeah, all good. I can understand that, mate.
Yeah. Anyway, we're gonna get to obviously the charity Libby Mae's Little Angels, and we're gonna get to the football and everything, and we're gonna have a great chat today. But I'm gonna start with my opening question, and that is, what is the biggest challenge you have in life right now?
It's hard, man, because at the moment I'm going through a bit of a challenge. One of my mates is hurting, and I really need to be strong for him. And if you're watching this, I'm sending the biggest love ever. He's one of my closest mates, known him from school, who's having a really hard time and going through something similar to what our family's been through. So I'm trying to be really strong for him and be supportive. But then on the charity aspect, it's been a struggle. 18 months. Why we're so good as a charity is we like to go out and talk about and Libby and the amazing work we're trying to do, and that normally generates more interest and more support for the charity, and we just haven't been able to do that. I would say none of us take a wage, and we'll get into that in shortly. We're doing it for the love of the charity and Libby, but not being able to go out and do events is probably, we're probably 100 grand down of where the charity wanted to be. That's 100 grand. We could go, you could go and buy a lot of equipment and help a lot and support a lot of families. And, it's been tough, but we're getting there. We got a couple of events on the go, so that hopefully it's coming back. So, but that's the biggest challenge really for me.
I mean, how have you overcome that? Like when COVID was really hitting everyone, and we was in lockdown and stuff. So was you doing stuff from home, or was you just not able to do anything at all?
I was going to say, it's like a whole plan. How we generate funds for the charity is doing social events. That's what we're good at. That's what I think we're brilliant at. But we haven't been able to do that. So everybody's stuck indoors. So you then have to jump on Zoom come the biggest thing ever. Everybody's, wanting to join like social events. So we did a couple of quizzes, which was supported by a company for us, and that raised about £1,000 and over a couple of quizzes. So that was brilliant. But the whole thing changed. But COVID, like the funding that we provide didn't stop. Actually, it picked up in COVID.
Wow.
I think second week of, I don't know, when COVID really broke down, we got a message to say the hospitals need some iPads. Obviously, what we didn't know is the visiting restrictions had changed. Yeah. So obviously everybody's in lockdown, and so if you had a sick baby on the neonatal unit, you couldn't go. The mom could only go and see that baby for 1 hour a day, and it could only be the mom. So dads, grandparents, everybody couldn't see their relative, and with heartbreak, instead of demand of iPads, I think was actually a bit. We had to have all the letters from the hospital, but we had them delivered. So we went and ordered 23 iPads, and then we went out delivering them in lockdown. Me and Charlotte, my wife, and it was probably, we was really helping. The feedback we had was, oh my God, I've just seen my baby because of your iPad. I've just been able to, show my parents, their grandchild because of your iPad.
Oh, wow.
That was massive. So that was probably one of the biggest, one of the proudest moments really for all this. And in a difficult time, the charity stepped up. It was also, it was horrible. Like we, our ambassador and our he was the doctor who found Libby's heart defect. He was an inspiration for us. He was our hero, and he lost his life due to COVID. He was an NHS worker. He was one of the heroes that we've been clapping and we were grieving for him. And he died on the 24th of April, and it knocked us for six. Absolutely knocked us. We couldn't believe that, a man who helped us so much, we tried to help save Libby's life and save so many other babies' lives because he was amazing. He was our hero. He lost his life to COVID.
Yeah, it must have been heartbreaking, especially to see it happen in front of your eyes, someone who was there to help you in your tough time to then just suddenly go. I can't imagine actually how you felt. But I mean, I did read about is it you're raising money in his name for some incubators or something?
Yeah, so we had an idea, and it's a crazy idea because it's a hell of a lot of money. We wanted to buy an incubator for every hospital that we support. So we're supporting 18 neonatal units. So that means that's quite a lot of money. So let's round it up. We wanted to raise £500,000. So that was something that we could see that people, as a charity, people want to see where the money's going. It's not going to line our pockets or improve our lives in any way. It's a detriment to us. They want to see where the money's going, and this is a perfect thing. You support our charity, and you support an event or do a sponsor thing, and there you can see we are buying something that's going to save a baby's life. It's just crazy that what we're trying to do. But we thought of that before. Vish was the inspiration behind that. Why don't you look at doing this and supporting every unit? It's something that people can get behind and really believe in. And in the end, we lost him, and it was, let's turn it into something his memory as well, not just Libby. It's for him as well. So yeah, it's been tough to try and raise the money he'd like to go, because we're asking people to get out there and probably do stuff we're not allowed to do.
Restrictions and stuff. Yeah, it must be tough.
It's one of the things, but we're not gonna say we're gonna raise 500 grand in two months. We're not gonna raise it. We just want to raise. We want to buy every hospital we support a piece of life-saving equipment.
I completely get that. I mean, how much have you raised at the moment?
So accounts, this is where Charlotte would be digging me, because it's always telling me not to release it, because obviously we still have to produce accounts like anybody. If I could take a good guess, because the accounts haven't gone in, I would say we're pushing 450 grand, like a total since in the 8 years we've been as a charity. So which is silly. We started the charity. I remember, Mo, I remember starting the charity, and when if anybody knows any of the legality behind it, you have to produce a business plan, and they said, and the business plan said, what are you going to raise in the first year of the charity commission? And me and Charlotte was like, I don't know. Well, we don't know. Let's put 10 grand. It was like, and then the reality is, well, how do you raise 10 grand in a year? You love raising money, and it's brilliant. But like, how do you raise that? We've never done anything like this before. And in the first year, I think we've done 75k.
Wow.
Which is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But it's not. I think, I don't know. I'm sat here I don't know how we've done it. I don't know how me and Charlotte as a man and wife has never really done any fundraising before, apart from the the bigger charities and stuff. We've you do the odd stuff, and how we've done it, I don't know.
No,
We
well,
just
that's
done it.
what you're saying you don't know, and that was what I was going to ask, like, because you've come into the unknown and you're not sure, you're not quite sure about how all this works, but then you've raised what 75 grand. How what you must have been doing something quite obviously. So what was you doing at the time? Right?
It was just getting out there, Mo. It was just like, it weren't to be scared, because obviously we were grieving in that first year. It was proper hard. Like, you're in some proper dark spaces, and it's just like, well, we'll do a bucket collection here. We'll go and do we'll do a ball here. We'll go and do anything, just to, we got into the carnivals, anything where we could interact with people, which is why it's been hard the last, like 18 months. Anything where you can interact with people, because you never know. We could be doing a fight and doing £25 on a Teddy Tombola, and you never know who you're going to meet. And that £25 could turn into thousands of pounds. We just don't know. So I'll tell you what. One thing we did do. We was over the Far Forest Country Show, and we didn't have a best of stall positions, and we did have a good footfall coming through. And I think we'd done about £50 on the day. And a lady come up to me and she said, "Where are you from?" And we started talking about the charity. And I said, "Oh, we're from Bromsgrove." And she went, "I can't tell you who I am." I was like, "How do you mean?" "Well, I'll get in touch with you." I was like, "Well, you can't say that. You can't come and say I can't tell you who I am, but I'll be in touch."
Yeah.
She ended up being Bromsgrove District Councillor. We was Bromsgrove Council's Charity of the Year for 2 years and raised over £9,000, just from an impromptu meeting at a carnival. So we've always used that as our mantra. Let's get out there. Let's see what happens. And if good comes of it, then brilliant. We've talked to 5 people. That's 5 people that know about Libby's legacy and what we're trying to do, and that type of thing. So yeah, it's just getting out there, mate. It's just, it's really hard.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Hard work. How
I
you
mean,
get what you.
Yeah. So do you think it helped? When you was grieving at the time, do you think it raising the money and stuff was a distraction and helped in a way, or was it? Or because I mean, it must have been a bit of a distraction, right? Or not?
Yeah, yeah, I come on here, Mo, and probably I weren't gonna get, like, I try not to get emotional. I try and be the rock, but it was a distraction, and it was in a dark place, and the therapy, we've never had any counselling for any baby loss. And our counselling was the charity, and how we got through it, the pain days, was going out there and being, it's really corny and stuff. We just went and been a mum and dad to Libby. She wasn't here with us. We wasn't fortunate to have her here. We just went and been a mum and dad to her. And, I wouldn't be here without the charity.
Yeah.
That's the end of it. We wouldn't, I think the story I've said a few times was, we lost Libby, and we live in a tiny little village, in Catskill, and everybody knew. We felt that our house was full of flowers, and we ran away. We went to Turkey. We had to be forced on the plane, and while we were there, we thought about setting up a charity in her name, and that's where we come up with the crazy idea. And we would either drive our car into a brick wall, which is the easy way out, or do this, and that's exactly what we've done. And we're stronger people. We never thought we could do it, but we're more confident people, and that's the reality of it, mate. You're that low, and that's what I'm feeling for my friend at the moment. He is in a dark place, and when you got to be strong. I'm not as strong. I never thought I was strong, but God, now I know I'm strong now.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, like the respect I have for you guys, it's unbelievable. It's yeah, I can't even begin to imagine. I mean, a lot of people that are listening to this, they'll be the same. They'll be thinking exactly the same. How because when this has happened, obviously it's happened to you guys, and you guys have stayed strong. But there might be a lot of couples out there that can't be as strong, and you know, their relationship either breaks, or you know, like you said, they might take the easy way out, or you know, they might not be as strong as you guys. So I mean, if you did like, what would your message be to parents like that? Because you guys have kept it strong, and it's unbelievable.
Mal, I think it's the right time, like, you know, to tell you about what, you know, the roller coaster we had with Libby. Very early on, Libby wasn't planned. As a you know, we were shocked that she was pregnant. And actually, the biggest shock in our life was we never found out that Sharratt was pregnant until she was 26 weeks gone.
Oh
Which,
wow!
really, yeah. So I remember we thought Sharratt was having an ectopic pregnancy. So she was having some pains in her stomach. Didn't know she was pregnant, and she went and the doctor. I think I was at the doctor's with an ear infection at the time. We both went in. I said, Sharratt, you've got to go and sort out these pains in your stomach. And I'm going to, you know, come the same time as me, and I'm going to get my ear infection checked out. And he's like, okay. And she went in before me, and she came out the doctor to me in the waiting room and said, I'm pregnant. And I was like, you know, well, we haven't planned or anything like that. And it's just like the biggest shock we had. And she goes, well, it might be on early pregnancy, and it might be an ectopic pregnancy where, you know, there could be some complications and it's not actually a pregnancy. And I was like, okay. So I remember walking in, and it ain't all about me, but I remember walking back into the same doctors and going, got an ear infection, but it don't really matter now, you know. So I'm gonna sort my wife, and we got booked in for an early pregnancy scan with the sonographer. And but anyway, with the woman who scans you, and it's like expecting to see some complications, and she's not really pregnant. And I was looking over into the screen where you see the baby, and expecting to, if we was pregnant, to see a tiny baby, and I see a full face of a baby. And the woman went, this is an early pregnancy scan. You got a fully grown baby. And they told me, she went, I was like, well, how far are you gone? And she did all the measurements. She went 26 weeks. And I went to Charlotte. I went 26 weeks. I can't get my head around it. Charlotte, how far is that? She went 6 months. I said, 6 months. And you didn't know. And like, you know, and literally it was like, the family was shocked, but we was really happy, you know. And then we went for that scan was all fine. It was like right then. So Charlotte went back to the doctors and found out all the pregnancy stuff, and like why you can skip the first 3 chapters. And then we were told the tragic news of before she had an exomphalus, which is where some of the insides grow on the outside in a sac. So she would need an operation as soon as she was born. She would go over to the Children's Hospital. We was under fetal medicine at the Birmingham Women's. And then when she was born, she'd have an operation to go over to the Children's and get sewn up and done like that. So we was expecting not the easiest of pregnancies, but it was a shock. But it was like, everything's all okay. And then Libby was born and taken away from us, as we was expecting, because of this exomphalus. And we was really happy. And we then got wheeled down to the neonatal unit. If anybody's doesn't know what one is, basically we'll call it a special care baby unit, where there's babies who need a little bit extra care when they're born, to go and help them, or you have a really premature baby where, you know, they're on full life support. So we went down there, and Libby was absolutely tubed up, and we was told they're not expecting it to last through the night. They don't know what is wrong with her. It wasn't anything to do with the exomphalus. They don't know, and she was on life support, and really that sort of went on for she survived the night. We was with her all through the night, and to be honest, we never left her side for the 2 weeks she was with us, really. But we got friendly with a doctor called Vish, who then found that Libby had a major heart defect, where she would have to go over to the Children's and get herself fixed and have a major heart operation. But they knew what was wrong, so they could take her all off the medication. She got to open her eyes. We got to see her personality. She had a breathing tube in, which she was trying to pull out all the time. And we got she was stroppy like a mum, that's what I always say. But and then we went over to the Children's, and I think it was 5 days in, and they said, look, we're going to take her down for an exploratory heart operation. Basically, we're going to put a stent in the vein, and that'll fix everything. And so she'll be down for about 6 or 7 hours in the operation. Go and buy something nice. You'll have her home in a couple of weeks. Mo, what are you doing to me, man? You'll have her home in a couple of weeks. And that night we returned, and she came back from the operation. And, I knew something was up. You've seen the amazing doctors at the Children's. They're the best in the world. Yeah. Just looked drained, and I thought, it's not up here. There's something up here. And and we was told that night there was nothing they could do for her, and she passed away the following day. So it was that journey from I think from the start of having her to losing her was 16 weeks. So we started off on a massive roller coaster of we got the nursery and everything sorted, and we bought a new car because Charlotte had a little sports car at the time, and that and baby we just, and then not to have her with us was, I don't know what was the hardest thing to cope with. I've never had to go through anything like that, and I never want anybody to go through it. But if you are going through it, it's just how we did it, Mo, was if I was having a bad day, I got somebody right next to me and knew exactly what I was going through. And we'll get onto she's an amazing woman. She's my rock, but also I'm her rock. And that's how we got through. We got through it together. You got to be strong. It's hard. You have to tackle some real bad demons, but you get there in the end. And just stay with it. Just find that comfort. We had to find comfort in ourselves. And be a little bit selfish as well. I had to, you have to concentrate on me and the wife to get her through, as well as supporting grandparents and aunties and stuff. We had to be there for each other, and that's, I suppose, the message I'm trying to say was a long-worded way around it, but I think I needed to tell the stories. You had to be there for each other. The only person who knows what you're going through is the closest person, is your wife, husband, partner. Horrible time, but we got there in the end, Mo.
God, that roller coaster there. I mean, I can't imagine. You're not expecting it, but then you're finding out you're gonna have a baby, and you expect everything to be fine. You're prepared for it, and then, I mean, I don't know you guys on a personal level. I don't speak to you every day and stuff, but that's even hit me. Honestly, I'm emotional from hearing that story. Honestly, it's I have no words. Honestly, I have no words. What you've been through, and how you've now built the charity in her name, and you've made it into a positive thing. It's crazy. The strength that you and Sharratt must have. It's very unfortunate we don't have Sharratt with us today, because I can tell that by the way you're talking, she really is strong as well, and she really is the rock of the team. So yeah, massive respect to Sharratt, if she's listening to this as well. And honestly, you guys, like I've said before, it's just, I mean, like I keep saying, I respect you and stuff, and it's easy for me to say things like that, but a lot of people will say that to you, but I really mean it, honestly, because people might come to you and say, we respect you, they shake your hand and stuff, but some people just say it, and I mean, I honestly mean that from the bottom of my heart, honestly, mate. It's crazy, and like you said about the Children's Hospital, I've got to agree with that. The doctors in the Children's Hospital, they are amazing. It's the Birmingham Children's Hospital, right? You went to?
Yeah. Like I said, it was at Birmingham Women's, and then over to the Birmingham Children's. We was in intensive care, in paediatric intensive care, which is, if anybody's ever been in, and I don't want you to, because it's hell on earth. One thing we said with Libby, it was a community in there. If you had children on there, and I remember going, because we was expecting Libby to be okay. Deep down, it was going to be a hard road, a long road to get her back normal. But was expecting to be okay, and then I remember being in there, and a guy came in, and he looked like death warmed up, and he was like, and I remember supporting him, and you know, and we're supporting his family, and you know, and Charlotte just chatting as parents, and they was like, oh, we got a little one in, we're expecting to take her home, she's got to have a heart operation, we'll be home, and his son just got hit and run on a motorcycle, and I just brought him in, and it was like he was in a place that I've never seen anybody. I'm like, you know, expecting my baby to be okay. And the support network there between the families was amazing. And then I remember that the night that, you know, the day we was told that there was nothing to do that we could do for Libby. And I remember walking back into the area, like the way you go, the comfort area for the parents and stuff, and the visitors, and he was in there, and he was like, hello mate, how are you doing, how's the little one doing? And I remember saying, we're losing her. And the whole role reversal of all of a sudden he was the one supporting me, and you know, and that only, you know, and that's parents, but the whole network at the children's, you know, that it's amazing. I can't thank them enough. And I suppose there was never any, you know, we've never been back, but that's not a negative reason. We've never been back because that's where Libby passed away. You know, we're not strong enough to go back there, but we've never been back. But we knew that she had the best possible care, which is why we want to help. And you know, and as our little thank you back, I remember there's surgical unit at the children's for small babies, and they was out of breastfeeding pumps. I think they had, you know, I think there was about 20 beds at the children's, surgical beds for the babies, and they only had 2 breastfeeding pumps. So we went and brought them 6. So you know, and that'll help. You know, that's our thank you back, and we're always offering support, you know, to the children's if they ever want it. You know, yeah. There, and that's how we say thank you to them, you know, for looking after Libby and doing the best they could.
So yeah, I mean, there's another thing, like, say, you know, in life everything happens for a reason, and I've always said that. And I mean, you've got the charity going and stuff, and I mean, you've been given strength, you know, which is unfortunately some people don't have. And I mean, the way you guys have kept it strong and stuff, I mean, like, I just pray to God that there are other parents out there that can handle it in the way you guys have. I mean, like, obviously you can be emotional at times. It's all right to be emotional, but I mean, the way you've kept it strong and kept it going. And I mean, tell us about the future of Libby Mae's Little Angels. What do you have planned? Like, because you're gonna keep this going forever, and it's getting bigger and bigger. So what are your plans for it?
It's crazy, you know. Like, so the plans are to get to, you know, the ventilator, incubator, the life-saving equipment is always going to be. We want to do that as far as we can do. But one thing we have done, because we've never really touched on the support type of, we've never felt we're strong enough. Everybody might question, look how strong you are, you can talk about this and really help people, which is really good. But actually we probably haven't realized that until probably a couple of years ago, where we was like, okay, we can now reach out to parents who have had similar situations to us, baby loss, especially neonatal baby loss. I don't see the differentiation between maybe a stillborn baby and maybe like something you've lost during pregnancy. I don't see the difference. A baby's a baby, you know, and it's still the emotional attachment. That's your future right there that you've had growing inside you, and that's been taken away. I don't see. But we want to reach out, and some of the charity did, which is probably always what we wanted to do, but we've never been strong enough, is to do memory boxes. Now, if your baby passed away, and like I said, I'm never going to knock the children's. When Libby passed away, we was given a not sentiment bottom memory box, which was like, I imagine like a cardboard. I explain it's like a cardboard box with like a folder divider maybe in between the snaps down. I don't know if anybody, that's probably a rubbish way of describing it, Mo, but people who go hopefully know what I mean. And that what we had to you know, to put Libby's memories in, and it was very good. We went and brought our own. I don't think we've even got that box anymore, and that's not been. We wanted something special, so we've actually created a charity memory box. So if you've lost your baby in neonatal, we will get a memory box, and it's personal to you. We built it with our love and knowing what we would have wanted in a memory box at that time, and it's like hand and footprint, type of things, and that's the future. I think it's us getting out there and trying to help people who have maybe gone through the same journey as us, but also tap into that. I want to be a person where I can be a person where you can help, so this doesn't happen again, or just to help just to go through that journey. And that's what the charity's doing. If you're in neonatal, I'll tell you what, Mel. I'll tell you another thing that was an inspiration for the charity. And I always tell this story. It's a bit of a bad one. I was stood. Sharratt had a C-section with Libby, obviously with the complications with the exomphalos. So Sharratt in neonatal had a nice reclining chair that she could go and relax on. She just had a C-section, and begrudgingly, I love that chair because like when Sharratt wasn't there, I sat in it. It was nice and comfy. But I would class. I had a plastic school chair. A moment you've met me, and I'm 6'5". I'm not 9 stone. I know I might look it, but the camera lies. But I'm not 9 stone, and I was uncomfortable. And I thought, I'll tell you what, we'll go and buy some comfortable chairs for Birmingham Women's Hospital, and we did, and we bought, I think about 6. We bought on 6 units. We bought comfortable chairs for parents and mums, just that, we got a vision how we can improve. The NHS is amazing, and they're our heroes, and they've shown, and everybody stepped up, but they can't do everything that they love to. We'd like to provide the little bit extras, the comfortable chairs. We've done we've done end of life care rooms where we've walked into Heartland Hospital, and they were clinical rooms. They were like hospital rooms. Well, we never got to take Libby home, and what if when we was in a clinical room? So we know how hard that is if you can't take them home. And we built a home from the home in these rooms, with soft furnishings, a nice comfy bed, everything, curtains, TVs, just something as a home from home. And they're used for the parents to stay, but they're also used for when your baby's going to pass away and you're with the final moments with them, because that's moments you're going to cherish. And what would you rather be in a clinical room that looks like a hospital, or a room that looks like a home? Well, Libby Mae, so yeah.
I mean, we've got to mention as well. We have another little legend that's a part of Libby Mae's charity, and that's your son Riley, right? So
yes.
Tell us about him, because I've seen what he does for the charity, and he's so young, and the way he carries himself, and he does everything, and he talks, and even him, he's an inspiration as well. So tell us more about Riley.
So we found I think 18 months after losing Libby. Maybe I'll do the maths. I'm rubbish at maths now, but we found out Sharratt was pregnant again. This one we didn't know she was 6 months gone. I think it was, to be honest, Mo, we knew after about 6 minutes we had an inkling that Sharratt was pregnant. So, but I don't want to go into that details. But so we knew Sharratt was we knew Sharratt was probably going to be we knew he was pregnant. He was probably planned. Riley was never a replacement. I always wanted a boy-girl combo, and I got that. Maybe the one you always maybe want a boy first to maybe look after his little sister.
Yeah.
But, we had it, and Riley, and one thing we like to call it. So when you lose a baby, and I don't know if it's a term you've ever heard of, Mo, when you lose a baby and then have another one after, they're your rainbow baby. And Riley is, Yeah, and Riley is our rainbow baby. So where do I start with him? Because as parents, and people might relate to this, how much you protect them from the bad things in life, and this with the baby loss. How much do you protect him from that really? Because he has a sister. He talks about his sister all the time, and he's with us. Or if we're doing a charity event, he's with us, and he's benefited from it. We obviously we don't talk about. We know that we've got a big sister living in the sky looking after him, but and he's just took it on. It's helped. He's always around people. I remember we did it. The last ball we did was hosted by Will Mellor of Coronation Street fame, Hollyoaks. I think a few of the ladies have been nodding. He's a good-looking bloke, but an amazing bloke. And we was doing our briefing with him about the ball he was hosting, and Riley was with us, and he said to us, I want to use Riley if I can. And we, our ball's 300 people strong, and he said he's so confident. Can I get him on the stage because I want him to talk? And he did. He got in front of the stage and he went. All he said was, "I want you to raise lots of money for my little and for my big sister." And he's always took that. So every year we try and on Libby's anniversary, which is the 26th of April, we like to go pink. The charity's very pink, and in her, and she's a girl and everything like that. So we try and do a bit of fundraising. So the first one he got involved with, he was and he did it for Libby, and then with Vish passing away as well around the same sort of time, he did a walk around our close 26 times, laps around the close, and because we was in full lockdown, all our neighbours came out. And was dropping money on the floor, all social distance, which was crazy, but real community feel. And he did that, and he ran, and he wore his t-shirt with a picture of Libby and Vish on there. So that was really good. And he goes this year. He goes, I want to do something else. So he raised $3,500 on the first time, which is as a 6-year-old and bad, I suppose. I'll give him that. And then it was a little bit. This time he wanted to go and cycle. He just literally got him riding on his bike and properly without his stabilizer. So I want to do a cycle race, and I was like, okay, well, why don't you do 26 miles in the month of April? So we got him a little pedometer, I think they're called, and I put that on his little bike, and he went round like the local church, and like everybody used to come out and they used to clap, and he didn't, to be honest, he didn't raise. We didn't, we don't like to. We'd like to, obviously for a charity, he's actually amazing. He's part of our charity, but we didn't. So I think he did about 800, 900 quid again. It's just he just wants to help. He obviously sees his mum. We're being, we have to, he's our priority. But we also got to be a mom and dad to Libby, and that's what we do. And he's a brother, and he sees it like that. And people commend us to say you've done really well with him, and he's so precious to us that we do wrap him in cotton wool. But if anybody who's met him, he's a credit to us, and he's a credit to the charity as well. But,
does he ask any questions? Because kids are always curious, aren't they? And they always like to know stuff. Is he like that? Does he ask questions about his sister or anything? Or
he always asks about his sister and why she isn't with him, because he'll say what would Libby be like? Would she like to play with me? Would she like to? I was like, yeah, of course she would, mate. I said, she just isn't here. She was too too precious for this world. It was how we is how you dad, and how the language you try and use with the 6-year-old. She was too precious, but she's looking down on you, And then we go. So anybody who knows us knows we like a holiday, which we haven't been able to do the last 18 months. However, So, but he's been on a couple of flights, and we always say Libby's in the sky. So I think every time he's ever taken off, he's gone, is Libby on that cloud? And we go, yeah, if you have a look, you might be able to see her. And we do it that way. We try. He's so cute and he's so good, and but he feels like he understands it, but in a way that only a 6-year-old can. But like you said, he was never a replacement. We never said, oh, I'm going to have another baby. But he helps. If we're having a bad day now, okay, me and Charlotte get through it together. But we've got a walking, talking that needs our support, and he's amazing. No, I can't bring. If you liked me too, Mo, I can bring him in if you want me to ask him.
I was literally just gonna say, we need to have him on. We need to have a chat with him.
Yeah, so are you sure?
Yeah, of course, definitely.
Okay, man, let me go in. Mo, when I get up, we'll see this shirt here, and they're far better than this one here.
No, the one in the middle. I'd like to see the one in the middle, but not the one on the left. Hello, Riley. How are you, mate?
Good.
All right, so we've been talking about you and talking about how amazing you are and how confident you are. I'm going to start off because obviously your dad supports Birmingham City, doesn't he? And your mom's a Villa fan.
Yeah.
And I want you to tell the listeners which footsteps you followed and who you support. What's your dad's well?
I'm not saying anything, mate. I'm just putting my hands up. I'm not forcing him. Go on.
I would say Villa.
Villa.
Yeah, so, I mean, you've got to say Villa, right? Because Blues are, Villa in the Premier League, aren't they? And Blues. You met Matty as well, haven't you?
Yeah, I've met Matty.
Tell us about that. How did that come along?
Well, we were at the airport and we were by a cafe and he was there with his brother and my mummy and Auntie Sarah were like, I know him from the Villa. So I went over and said hello and on the plane he was on the seat behind us.
Oh wow. So yeah, I mean, did he speak too much?
Well, yeah, he did. I had his autograph as well.
Oh, and you had a picture with him, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
So, okay. We were also just talking about obviously you've been riding a bike to raise money for Libby, haven't you, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And do you love doing all that kind of stuff? How do you feel doing all that? Must be great.
Well, I do feel happy about myself and I feel proud about myself. So if you want to raise money, you do raise money.
Of course. Now that's a big message, I mean, to send to all the listeners, because if you want to raise it, you've got to get out there and do it, haven't you, like you do?
Yeah.
Because you go out and you collect money and you do all sorts, don't you?
Yeah.
So did you have any? Sorry, carry on.
The sponsored walk was like I know it was a long walk, but I had to do it.
Yeah, I mean, but yeah, you just got on with it, didn't you? You just did it. And I mean, that's the best way, isn't it? To just do it.
Yeah, I was gonna climb Snowdon, but it got cancelled.
Yeah,
but I bet you could take that on, right? I bet that would be easy for you.
Yeah, easy.
Yeah, easy. So what are you gonna? What is there anything else you'd like to do? What do you want to do next to raise money?
Well, after Snowdon, I think I might do like any sort of stuff, really.
Anything to raise money.
Yeah, maybe I might play a sponsored football match.
That's so cool.
Great idea.
Yeah, maybe anything really I would do.
What about getting your dad's head shaved, or putting him in a bath of baked beans?
Bath of baked beans.
Wow, something like that, really.
Me and you are friends. We could easily fall out, you know.
Oh, mate, you're a Blues fan. Are you a Blues fan? I've got to put you in some sort of trouble, haven't I?
That's true. I can't, mate. Naturally falling out my hair at the moment. I think it's going to fall out anyway.
I mean, when obviously, Riley, I've got a better idea. why don't we get your dad to wear a Villa shirt? Why don't we get your dad to wear a Villa shirt for a whole day?
Yeah.
I think that would be awesome, wouldn't it?
Yeah, 24-hour challenge.
Mate, I'll do it.
We'll do it when Villa play as well. So then when Villa plays, you look like a proper Villa fan.
Yeah.
Sitting there with his Villa shirt. What about that?
Yeah. If Villa win the Premier League, we're gonna do it.
I think, okay, so that probably won't that I don't think that. I think, what about this? If Villa, all right, let's say this. If Villa score a goal on the first game of the season, your dad's got to do it.
Yeah.
What about that? That's a better one. Yeah? Cool. So you've got to do that now. All right, Richard.
What if the Blues score a goal in the first month, mate? You're going to wear a blue shirt?
Probably. A blue shirt. I mean, I think you've got to do it first. You've got to do it first. Honestly, if you do it first, then I'll do it. I'll agree to do it.
Okay, mate, cool. All right, let's do that then. I'll do that.
Yeah.
Well, that's okay. Before you go, Riley, what about the Euros? You've been watching England, right?
Yeah, I've been watching England.
And Super Jack, he's your favourite, isn't he? He's our favourite.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think we'll win the Euros? Because I mean, this is pre-recorded. This podcast is, and obviously England haven't played yet. So do you think we'll win it?
Well, if Italy do good and we do good, we win. If we both do rubbish, we win. But if we go rubbish and they go good, we lose.
Yeah. So it is going to be one of those tough games. I think we're all going to be on the edge of our seats with that, aren't we, Riley?
Yeah.
What's your prediction for the game? Do you have a prediction?
Well, I do have a prediction. I would say about 2-2 in the first half, and I think it might go to.
Oh, extra time. Do you think it'll go to penalties?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I was thinking that. I thought the same thing. I think it will go all the way. I think it will be 1-1, and I think it will go all the way. I think it will go to penalties, and I don't know who won that.
Yeah, but you know what happened with Denmark? I think if it happens again, we've definitely won, but if it doesn't, we haven't got really the technique.
Yeah, I think we've got to be a bit better than we did against Denmark, though, right? Because we're playing Italy now, and Italy are quite good, aren't they? So I think we need to be a bit better than that. I think the one thing Gareth needs to do is start who?
I think he needs to start
Our main man, right?
Yeah, our big man, Super Jack.
Super Jack, of course.
I think he needs to get him off the bench a little bit more.
Yeah, I know. Of course, I agree with that 100%. And your dad's behind you, and it would probably hurt him to say it out loud, but I know he's thinking the same thing because Jack's a brilliant player, isn't he? So.
Well, he's wearing an England shirt. I don't care. He just bring it home. You know,
anybody. Before we say goodbye to you, Riley, I wanna ask a quick question, and that's what's your advice to people to make them feel better?
Well,
what would you say?
I would say if you want to raise money, you can. But if you don't want to raise it, you don't need to.
You don't need to. So just do whatever feels right, yeah?
Yeah, do whatever feels right.
Brilliant, inspirational message. Thanks very much, Riley, for coming on.
Okay, then.
All right, mate, take care. Up the Villa. Take care.
Yeah, then. See you later.
Up the
Bye. Up the Villa.
Mate, what are you doing to me? You made me emotional, and you're turning my son into a Villa fan.
Oh, mate, I think he already is a Villa fan. I think he just don't want to face it yet.
Yeah.
I think but yeah, man, it's been amazing having you on. Such an inspiration. Speaking to all of you guys. Love goes out to your wife who couldn't be with us today, as she's not feeling very well. But before we do wrap this up, I've got to ask, what would your message of inspiration be to people who are going through a tough time at the minute?
So it's sometimes hard for me to say I'm inspiration. I've just done whatever I can to make me a better person. Obviously, I am a better person. Probably before this, I was we was materialistic and probably a little bit selfish, Mo. And really, you have to do what makes you happy. We realised that we would be good parents. Never really thought about that because we thought we were selfish and never could really dedicate our passion or time to anything apart from ourselves, which was wrong. And then it's just being yourself. What you see is what you get. I'm just a dad. I'm just a normal bloke. I'm quite chubby, a little bit goofy, but that's me. And Charlotte's exactly the same thing. Not chubby or goofy. She's just herself. We're just a mom and dad who's just trying to help, and if that is, if you just be yourself. And how we've done it is probably, how we done it, I don't know, but I've got an inkling, because Vish gave us, he was, like I said, a massive help to the charity, and we asked him the question, why has this happened to me and Charlotte? We're good people, we've never broke the law and everything like that. And he said, because you can do this. You can turn a negative into this massive positive and help other people. And if we're a strong believer in fate and stuff like that, that's the reason why we're here now. We can help other people, and that's not blowing my own trumpet. It's just how to inspire people. It's just be yourself. We're not everybody's cup of tea. We're not the most professional charity in the world, but we're a family charity. We don't take a penny. Every penny we get donated goes into the charity and to help people, and that's and if you're inspiring, always try and do your best by other people, because you never know what that other person's going through.
Perfect message there. I mean, I've filmed six episodes now of this podcast, and I've never felt the way I've felt, honestly, speaking to you guys and hearing what you spoke about today. And like you just said there about why did this happen to you and your wife? I ask that question myself every day. Why am I like this? What have I done to be like this? When I see people out there who are my mates and stuff, and they're living life and they're doing all the normal things, and I can't do it, I always ask that question, and a lot of people come back with the same answer. That is because you can handle it, and you've turned it into a positive by winning awards and inspiring people. And yeah, 100%, I have to agree with you on that one. It's just be yourself, and like you said, you don't need to be the most professional charity, because you're a family charity, and everything you're doing is look how well you're doing. You know what I mean? Yeah. You're doing something right, definitely. But yeah, like I said, thanks very much for coming on today. Where can the listeners and viewers find you, mate? Social media links, etc.
So we're Libby Mae's Angels on so LIBBYMAES Mae's Angels on Twitter, Libby Mae's Little Angels on Facebook, Libby Mae's Little Angels on Instagram, which is more like a family journey, but also with the charity twins as well. But yeah, just anything, just drop us a line if you want to help. We're here. We're not pushy. We're just here to help other people. And if you're that way inclined, come and have a chat, because every penny that your hard work is going to raise will go back to the charity and help other people. That's it, mate. And mate, I've really enjoyed it. You've got me a little bit emotional, which I promise I won't do.
I've got to say the same to you. You've got me emotional as well. So
and it's been a pleasure, not knowing you personally, but actually following your journey. And mate, you just keep doing it. Just keep doing what you're doing. You inspire so many people, and it was a pleasure to meet you at that time at Villa Park. And since then, it's been great. Just to chat in what we have done. So thank you for having me on. It's been a pleasure. I apologise for Charlotte, and she's sending her love to you as well. I know she'd like to be here. Just to just literally to shut me up waffling. That's, you know, man and wife.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
don't say that, Richard. Don't do that, or don't do this, or do it this way. I would have done it this way. You know, that'll come out when she watches this, mate, and I'll get a few feedback forms for her to fill in.
I've got to say, there's nothing I'm going to say about Charlotte because she is the brightest one. She's the Villa fan, so yeah, I've got to take her side on that part.
Mo, you've let me on your podcast, so we're not going to fall out. It's been amazing. So, but I'm never going to agree with the Villa stuff, you know. And there's people, probably my friends watching this, are going, "You are a Blues fan, and I'm not turning. Don't worry, I'm as blue as they come. You know, once a blue, always a blue." They say.
Before we do finish, I meant what I said, but you've got to do it as well about the Villa and the blue shirt. I'll do that. For Libby Mae, I'll do that. You've got to do it as well, though.
Somebody once said to us, second city rivalry, Libby comes first. Mate, of course I'll wear a Villa shirt, not a problem.
Of course. All right, cool. We'll do it. I'll do it as well. Take care, mate. All the best then. All right. Yeah. This has been Live to Inspire.
See you later, Mo. Thank you.
Bye. Thanks for joining us on the Live to Inspire podcast with me, your host, Mo Eunice. Please comment, like and share to help build our global community.